go. The microphone is on. Happy Sunday, October 29th of 2023. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching VolcanoX live stream. And that is VolcanoX, and it is live. That doesn't mean everything we look at is live, just so we have that down pat. Apparently there's still confusion, but that's okay. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And let's see, Chicky was the first person in today. Got the cookies. Congratulations, Chicky. And actually, Sue was the first mod in, and she was actually first. So she gets a stack of cookies there too. I just figured I'd wait a little bit. Anyway, we'll get at things really quickly. I know I'm starting just a tad bit late here. Got into some phone call and was tough getting off the phone. Darn mother. Anyway, good to have everyone here today. So let's start out by saying welcome to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman and Piggy and Sue and CND Boy, and of course we have our other ones. We need to take a look here. There's something funny going on. Let's just check here something. I gotta check something for a second. That's already taken care of. And there's another one. Remove. Oh, that's okay. Ez is in the house. Welcome, Ez. Good to see you. Anyway, the rest of the moderators, of course, we got Sue, we got C&D Boy, we got Yvonne Kunkel and Siggy, and yeah, we got C&D Boy. Let's see, who else? Gary 24/7 Live, VZ Skies, as well as others that may pop in on occasion, like Mona Lisa Smiles, etc. So welcome to the moderators. Thanks guys for all being here. Also a big thank you to our wonderful guests. Glad to have you all on board. Seems we have a situation with an identity crisis happening again with certain individuals, and they are being shown the door. So thanks, Arizona Snowman. And welcome to everyone. We'll start out by saying hi to Alba Girl and Philomena and Henry Nelson and John Raper and Brian Perfectibility 999. Welcome you guys. Tanto also here, as well as Mars 2028. Grandma B back in the house, and let's see, Ez is in the house, of course. Welcome back, Ez. John Raper also on board. Mummy of Hamsters, the Mother Fox. Is there a Mother Fox? Yeah. And let's see, we got Lizoid in there. Welcome. Sleepy Dormouse, who isn't really sleepy yet, which is a good thing. Ken Wilson also on board. I think I got Tanto already. And going up the list here, looking for other names that I didn't mention as of yet. Let's see, we got Grandma B, we got Philomena, we got Sharon Stewart we didn't get. Hi, Sharon Stewart. I can hear you, Sharon Stewart. Oh, I had to do that. Just one of those things. Anyway, let's see, what else we got? Going up, Don Arnold is back. Dan is also here. Welcome. And let's see, going up a little bit more, we got Tanto, yeah, and still scrolling upward, looking for other wonderful people. And let's see if we can spot a few. Still scrolling, looking for more names. In case I didn't mention yours, you can always yell at me. I try to say hi to everyone, and it's the way it is. Sometimes you miss a few here. I'm number 2. Mummy of Hamsters was second one in, I guess. Let's see, Rayola Reisner also here. Welcome back, Rayola. And still scrolling upward, trying to spot who else might be in here. Okay, so, yep, Chicky was first. And yeah, Old Mummy of Hamsters was indeed second. Sharon Stewart actually came in third, and Lizoid fourth. Grandma B is fifth and sixth, which is all cool. So anyway, let me go back down to the bottom. Alba Girl also here. Welcome. Good to see you. And I think I've got everyone. If I didn't say hi to you, it's not something intentional. If I had missed your name, of course, it happens sometimes when we're scrolling up looking for others. How can you hear Sharon Stewart from all the way in Edmonton? I know foxes have a really good hearing, but that's a next level. Well, the way it works there is she is yelling towards the mountains, or actually, sorry, she's singing towards the mountains, and it happens to be just the right acoustics to make its way all the way up here to Alberta, and it comes from the areas there from the Rockies back out. So her melodious tones are echoing through the Rockies, and I'm sure everyone else along the way heard it as well. Anyway, let's leave that alone. Straight shot to Edmonton. Yeah, except for it bounces off of a few dozen mountains on the way. So that is how it works. Super yodeling. Not really super yodeling. She doesn't even have to do it very loudly. She can sing in a normal tone, and it carries. We used the mountains to our advantage. Anyway, let's leave that alone. A little bit of fun there. And let's turn off the big banner on top, and actually we'll turn the other banner off too and head right over to Hawaii and see what that is doing. So trying to catch up with everything that is going on. There is our Helemaumau crater. We see the southwest event area. Of course, my mouse isn't showing, or hamster, I should say, sorry. There it is. And then we see it panning around. Not anywhere near as much smoke coming from that central area today. We still see the old lava pond right there, and really nice to see. And that lower area in the back there where all that lava just magically disappeared. And of course, the steam going all the way around the edges of Helemaumau. Is that lava sinking? Because we're seeing more of an edge here, and we'll see the return of our Helemaumau crater a little bit more prominently as that stuff, it does look like it's subsiding a little bit. So that is something very interesting. We haven't noticed that before. Anyway, let's take a look at the other shots here. I'm going to do this cam from the south side, and we're looking northward, and this is a fresh photo. And you can see that steamer over here on the edge, the old edge of Helemaumau. And yeah, we see that level is indeed dropping. So something is happening underneath there. Slight drop in the area. Interesting. And of course, we continue to see the steam coming out of the side of the hill over there on the north end, as well as right there. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe one right about there. Anyway, that's kind of what we're seeing. The west lava pond, west vent, still pretty dormant and idle. Nothing new there. Dakota County Sheriff Joe Loco. Oh, has it? Really? Dakota? Yeah, guess what, Dakota? I'm going to give you a special present. Oh, darn it, it's already gone. That snowman is faster than my hamster today. Wow, I guess that's the way it goes. I guess you've been reported there, Mr. Dakota County Sheriff Joe Lecco. You've been leccoed. Oh, that is all too funny. Anyway, next one, a B1 cam from the eastern side of the Helemaumau and Kilauea crater. And we definitely see the steam still coming out of the edges here of the wall on the north side, the steam vent, and of course the old edge of the Helemaumau crater, which seems to be dropping level as far as that lava is concerned. So interesting adventures. And we see a Mauna Loa in the background. All cool. let's leave that one be. Let's take a look at the refresh of the thermals, see if that has changed any. And a real quick peek here, looking at the top of the thermal. I don't see anything new up there. Still the hot spots that we've seen previously, the old lava pond, Pig Island in the middle there, and nothing really crazy or unreal. And yeah, I guess that's about it. There's really nothing more to add for our wonderful Helma Umu. So let's leave it be, and let's go over to Iceland right away, and we'll get there. I still have titles on there that we didn't need anymore. I was making that video yesterday, and for those who didn't see it, I did create a little bit of a video there. I want to delete that. Let's see, remove, there we go, and get over to that shot so I can see it. That is the current conditions, but we're going to go start at the front today so we don't mess things up. And let's take a look first off at this shot. Of course, you see the very bright lights on the cloud reflection there, the silhouette of our wonderful Keilir, and the lights there of Reykjavik, the capital city. Let's back that up about 6 hours and see what it was looking like. And there is our Rebbe vent doing basically nothing, Keilir in the background, and kind of a calm sunny day there. So if we go back even more, let's go back to about the 10-hour mark, roughly about there, and that kind of looks the same. Low-level sun though, and that's something that we need to get accustomed to this time of year. Very low on the horizon for sunshine. Anyway, let's put that one back on live. Really not much to see there. Next one is this one, and of course this is up on Thorbjorn, south of the Blue Lagoon and the power plant, and that is what we're seeing there. You can just make out Rebbe, or sorry, not Rebbe, Ragnar in the distance here, and Storyhutter right in there, the silhouette. And it looks like they've got some light in the background there, which is kind of nice from moonlight, I guess. But let's go back about 6 hours there as well, and just see what it was looking like. Beautiful, clear day for this area anyway. And you can see our wonderful Ragnar in the distance, and Nut Creeky area, and no vents or anything popping out there. And we'll go back even further to sunrise and look at the glow of that. That was kind of nice. I like that. But we weren't seeing any spots or anything coming up. No steam rising anywhere. These little blobs here, those are dirt and lens flares, so don't get them confused with steam coming up. There is none. Anyway, let's put that one back to live, make it smaller, go to the next shot. This, of course, is from the Perlin Center. That is live from downtown Reykjavik, and that is a pretty good shot, and not seeing a heck of a lot. Let's go back. We'll go back 10 hours on this one just to see what it was like during the daytime, and that should be right around here somewhere. Come on, YouTube. There we go. Okay, that is a little bit low in quality though. Let's put that back on 1080p. There we go. And yeah, not very much snow left on top of the hills. Looking pretty pristine for a fall day there in Iceland. Very nice looking weather for them indeed. All right, let's leave that one be. That, of course, is our capital city of Reykjavik. Let's go to the next one, and this one, of course, is back a few hours already, by virtue of it just wants to be. And that, of course, is looking at Katla. And now we got commercials. We're now looking at something cream. Anyway, let's go back here a little bit. So this is about 5 hours ago. If we go back a little bit more, we see it a little better, maybe. No. Anyway, Katla hiding underneath those clouds there. You can see the edges of the ice fields, and visibility is kind of iffy there a little bit. Let's back up a little bit more and see if it improved any. Come on, YouTube. You don't have to be so slow today. Let's go back a little bit further then and try that. How about right there? Yeah, you see a little bit more, but still not the full thing. Anyway, water looks like it's retreating a little bit as well, which is a nice, not so floody there. Auto spell again. Oh, auto spell is auto. That's auto incorrect. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. So like a Valley Girl. And welcome back, Valley Girl. Anyway, that's what we're seeing there. Let's move on to the next view. And actually, I'm going to put this one back on live so I know where it's at. And we'll get to the other side here. And you can see Katla there. Not very well, but it is a nighttime there. That's something we have to keep in mind. Going back to about 6 hours ago, it wasn't really that visible over there due to the cloud from this angle. There you can see the whole top of Katla all lit up with sunshine, and that's what we've got right now, or had then. That's about just about 9 hours ago. So looking not bad. Let's put that one back on live. We'll go to the next one that we wanted to take a look at, and of course that is the wonderful shot from down on the Reykjanes Peninsula, looking at the steam-powered generating plant here, the extra geyser over here, which is putting a lot of steam out, and also the extra venting that's happening because they have ample steam, so they're letting off a little gas there. You can see the two communications towers in the back here blinking, as well as the lights of Grindavik. And unfortunately, because of where the steam is, we're unable to see the location of the Blue Lagoon, but it's back over there behind that little puff of steam. You can almost make out the light. There it is. And that's what we got there. Let's go back that one up about 8 hours or so. And there you go. We can't see the towers right now or Grindavik, but you can see the plume from the Blue Lagoon over on the other side, or the other power plant, I should say. And that is where that is right there. And no extra venting happening here anywhere, so that's an interesting indicator saying, hey, we don't have an eruption. So let's leave that be. We're going to put that one back on live and make it smaller, heading straight over into our harmonic tremor chart here, and we'll get that started. I'm going to just refresh that real quick just so it's right up to date. And well, I don't have good news as far as we're not going to see an eruption right away. We do see it dropping in magmatic and then holding steady from just before noon onward, and we see a very similar activity here with the seismicity, and it does pick up near the end of our report here, but still fairly low as far as activity is concerned, as well as our tectonic movement. Nowhere near as heavy and rich as what we were seeing a few days ago. So things are subsiding and kind of going downward. Anyway, we will take a look at the other ones shortly. I want to run this onto Kristoffer, and we'll do that one, and then I'll take a break. As you can see, Kristoffer pretty much the same with our magmatic seismicity. Took a little bit more of a dip. It wasn't quite as steady on this one, and not that much tectonic action there at Kristoffer. And of course, Kristoffer is slightly, I guess, would be southeast of the ODF sensor. So that is what we've got going on. Anyway, I'm going to go take a break, and we'll get back to our wonderful report here after that break. So for right now, we'll throw you back onto the canned lava and get this going again. So quietening down. Yeah, and I did mention that before, you know, that the possibilities of no eruption is exactly that. That we had the possibility there of no eruption. or this is just a prelude to a bigger eruption. Calm before the storm, perhaps? Who knows? But for right now, everyone said eruption is imminent, and I'm kind of like, let's not jump ahead. Let's not put the cart before the horses. So let's wait and see. But it is, there it is, the eruption. Does it matter if it's a recording? I guess a live would be nicer. Yeah, Valley Girl, you got a point there. It is an eruption, but this is, as it says, canned lava. Well, it doesn't say canned lava. It says archive footage. Sleepy Dormouse retracted whatever I was just trying to read, and darn it, that was too quick. For a non-sleepy mouse, you sure are fast today. It's lunchtime for the lava workers. Maybe, or a vacation time again. Hey, they had way too much vacation to begin with. All right, let's throw on some music, and I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Hit that like button if you haven't done that yet. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. On those notes, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And yes, congratulations to those lucky people that got the wonderful memberships. And I can't remember. I have to go look and see who got them. So Susie got one. Russell Brainerd got one. Philomena got one. Kathy got one. And Grenzed got one. So all awesome to see it hitting the right people that come here on a regular basis. So really cool. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mars and Albagirl and Oh Mummy of Hamsters and Henry Nelson and Hermione and Fluffy and Tanto and I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. So all good. And Russell is here. You are welcome, Russell. It's just a little bit of giving back, and that is something that I do on occasion to keep everyone kind of feeling a part of the family. You know, it's for me. Like I said before, it's not all about the money sometimes. It's about having a wonderful group together here that we do have, and it's a wonderful to have a family. So anyway, that's what we want to keep going with. Anyway, let's park our canned lava, get back over to the harmonic tremor charts. That is what we were doing, and thanks John Raper there as well. And let me get on the right screen because I was on the wrong one. So yeah, we were just looking at Krivik. We see that it had a little bit more tectonic movement than the one up at the ODF chart, but as far as everything else, it looks like pretty much the same. Let's take a look at the next ones, and let's see, it'll be the HRV chart. And there it is, and this is to the east of Fraggrafjeld, right on the eastern border in between that and the Krivik system. So Fraggrafjeld versus Krivik, we see a definite downturn in magmatic activity. Seismicity did drop down as well. We can just see it peaking out at the end here. And our tectonic movement, well, we're still showing a little bit extra there compared to Krivik, but still not as much as I'd like to see if we're looking for an eruption. Let's take a look at the next one, and that is our wonderful Grindavik, and that should be right around here, and there it is. It too, downward slope as far as that magmatic is concerned, similar action from the magmatic, the seismicity in the background here, the green one, all right. In purple, magmatic, green, seismicity, and blue is tectonic movement. We are still seeing a fair amount of movement, and I don't know if this is on an upward trend or not, but we are seeing a little bit extra there, and that happened sometime this early afternoon in their area there. So we'll take a look and see what we've got for quakes shortly. Next one we're going to check, and this is Grimsey, northernmost point there in Iceland that we can see. That's actually out on its own island. A slight rise in magmatic and then a dip, and came back up to about the same place where it started. As far as seismicity, it did drop down and try to regain at the end here. And as far as tectonic movement, we're pretty much flatlined. Not a heck of a lot of tectonic action happening there. So we don't see any spikes with the exception of that one just after midnight. So very interesting to see that chart. Let's go to the next one that is of interest, and that'll be Austmannsbunga. And Austmannsbunga is, of course, Katla. And there too, a slight decline in magmatic activity, and also seeing a decline in seismicity and a slight decline in a tectonic movement. In general, not anything going to happen there. We do have a few spikes indicating some earthquakes or tremors in the area. Askia, on the other hand, well, let's take a look. We see magmatic holding steady all the way across, and here we have a slight increase in seismicity and a slight increase in tectonic movement. with a spike near the end, and we'll see where that quake is. But I mean, it wasn't off the scale, so it wasn't anything overly large. Let's put this one back on the ODF chart so I can find things earlier, later, easily later. That's what I wanted to say. There we go. ODF, and we'll move that down just by a smidgen there. Whoop, the other way. One I said. There we go. Got it squared off. All right, let's pop over. Forgot it was about an hour earlier tonight. An hour earlier? Oh boy. Let's anyway, let me see. I have that on that screen. That's not what I wanted to look at. Here it is. This is what I wanted to look at. So last 24 hours we are down to 170 quakes. That is a lot less than what we were seeing a few days back, where we were seeing well in excess of 500 quakes. The biggest quake showing up here is kind of centered in this area, really in no man's land, if you want to call it that. 3.9, 5.2 kilometers down, happened 32 minutes after midnight. They'll take that one off of there fairly quick. So that is what we have there as far as the biggest one. Looking up in the northern end of the island, and there's the extra little island of Grimsey, of course, just to the west of that little swarm pocket. We have a 2.42, 8 kilometers down, 39 minutes after midnight. Then a 5.2 kilometers down from 13 minutes after 1 a.m. 1.4, 5.2 clicks down, 11:13 for him. 17:51 we had a 1.9, 4.8 kilometers down. 1.7, 4.8 clicks down as well from 15:25. 1.2, 5.2 clicks down, 11:42. 15:04 we had a 1.3, 6 kilometers down. 1.3, 4.2 kilometers down. 2:56 is the time on it. And 1.4, 5.6 clicks down from 16 minutes after 3 p.m. or 1500 there in Iceland. And this is 42 minutes after midnight. 1.1, 4.5 kilometers down, or 4.4, sorry, 5.4 I meant. 0.9, and that's a 5.3 clicks down. 1:57 this morning, and then that is, you can see where that is in relation to Grimsey. And then we got that 1.5 over here, 1.1 kilometers down from 2031. Sliding down, we don't see a heck of a lot happening otherwise. 1.1, and that's 1.3 kilometers down, 21:30 for him. Sliding down a little bit more, we see a few around here, the Bride, and a little bit at Askja. Hang on. There we go. That was a nasty sneeze, but I'm okay. Anyway, here at the Bride, right there, we got a 0.8, 4.9 kilometers down, 11:54. Then we've got a 0.6, 7.8 kilometers down, 7:05 a.m. And next one is, come on, there we go, a 0.1. 4.1 clicks down, I missed the time, 1:58 a.m. There we go. And then the other one, a 0.2, 3 kilometers down from a 1:58 as well. Getting a little closer to Askja, we've got a few quakes there, and that is a 0.5, 5.2 kilometers down, 17:02. This one from 15:02, a 0.3, 3.8 kilometers down, a 0.7, 3.6 kilometers down from 12:12, and a couple that are underneath the lake, and this is a 1.27, 2.3 kilometers below the lake, and that's from 17:53. The other one is a 0.27, and that is 795 meters below the lake, just about a kilometer or close. Anyway, 17:55 the time on that one. Moving down a little bit more, we see this one. They have it at 19 minutes after midnight, a 0.4, 5.2 clicks down. We got that 3.9 already. We don't see anything else over here. There's Bardabunga. We don't really have anything there. We got a stray 0.4 here, 6.3 clicks down from 18:06. And then at Grimsvatn, we've got 2.6, 1.6 kilometers down, 5:02 a.m., and a 0.7, 2.9 kilometers down from 13:03. And then over in the other area here at what is it? Vatnajökull, if I said it right. Anyway, 2.3, 5.2 kilometers down, 1:48 a.m. Moving over a little bit more, and we see this one at Torfalljökull, if I said it right, 1.1 clicks down, and 22:01 is the time on that. Next one up, 5.2 clicks down, 22:10. This one is 7:52 a.m. 1 and 5 kilometers down for him. And then let's not go through each and every one here. I want to point out the bigger one. 3.2, 5.2 clicks down, 4:50 a.m. And if we zoom out, that's the furthest out that we go with quakes. These ones are all on the Rakens Ridge. 4:34 a.m., a 2 in magnitude, 5.2 clicks down. Then we got a 2.1, also 5.2 clicks down. This is yesterday's at 21:48. And then we got a 1.9, 5 kilometers down, came in today at 13:42. A 1.3, 5.3 kilometers down, I came in at 9:39. And a 2.1, 4.6 kilometers down, 4:43, and 4:22 we had a 1.5, 6.6 kilometers down, 2.1, 6.4 clicks down, 16:12 or 11, and there's a 1.6, 1.1 kilometers down from 2:37 this morning. And I'll kind of leave the rest here. Let's get into where the majority of the quakes are. And again, I want to point out a Fagradalsfjall area is this region here. Okay, and we don't see a line in the water, but that is roughly where it is. So that is kind of the area there. And our sensors, which have magically undone themselves again. We did have a plate boundaries on here before, and the seismic sensors. Here's where ODF is located, okay, and then over here is where our HRV is located, just so you know that. And then further down, you have other ones. You got the ISS located down here, close to the highway. We never really look at that one, and we should start taking a look at that one as well, because that could be of interest. Anyway, seeing majority of what's going on here, we know the uplift area is where this is right now. And again, you know, with the decrease in seismicity, sometimes, well, there's several things that could be going on. One, the magma has now found a path and is slowly moving upward. And that's why we want to take a look at some of these and see if they're still down in the lower ranges, and that could be one possibility. The other one, of course, the pressure is off kind of thing, and setting down that way, so we never know. Anyway, this one from 1622, a 1.6, 2.9 kilometers down for that 1.6. Let's see if we can zoom in on a couple of the other ones. 2.33, 2.3 kilometers down, 1639. The next one is a 1.86, 1.9 kilometers down, and that's 1640. This one is a 2.1, 2.4 kilometers down, 1638. And now this is on the edge of that raised area. This is the raised area in here. So that could be cracking on the edges, who knows? Anyway, we've got a 1.13. This one is only 65 meters down. And, oh, hang on, 650 meters down, my bad. This one is from 1640. So are we seeing something arising here? This one is a 0.11 in magnitude, 75 meters down from 1759. This one is 1.1 clicks down, a 0.4 from 1347. This 1.12, 2.8 clicks down from 558. Then we've got from 620 a 1.16, 1.2 kilometers down. Getting closer to Thorbjorn here, we see a 1.27, and that is 1.5 kilometers down. 6:41 a.m. The one right on Thorbjorn, 3.6 clicks down from 1905, and on the eastern side of Thorbjorn, 2.75, and that's 5.3 kilometers down, and that is from 11:40 a.m. And out in the highway there from 11:41 to 0.5, 2.9 clicks down. If we take a look at the other ones, I'm curious about this one underneath the power plant area, and that's from 1713 to 0.09, very small, and that's 5.1 clicks down. This one 0.3, 1.2 clicks down, 2121 yesterday. Another 0.5 here, 1.2 kilometers down from 2131, and this one that's yesterday's 0.2, 3.4 kilometers down from 2257. If we go on with some of these other ones here, today's at 5:55 this morning, 1.48 and 4.3 kilometers down. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what's going on there. We do have a couple quakes right underneath the radio tower installation area. 2002 was the time on that. It's a magnitude 1, 3.6 clicks down. And then we've got this one, 0.9, 3.7 kilometers down, 6:01 a.m. and 0.4, 5.5 kilometers down from 1518. Also a 0.6 out here, 3.6 clicks down, 9 a.m. If we move up a little bit more, 1.1 kilometers down for a 0.4 from 1347, a 0.6, 273 meters down, and that is from 2025. And this 1.13, 600, I think we did that, 650 meters down. So it gives us a pretty good idea of what's going on there. Then again, we have another grouping over here. Just going to grab these bigger ones out of this. 2.31 at 5.01 kilometers down, 8 minutes after midnight, and a 2.06, 4.7 kilometers down, 15 minutes after. Was that after midnight as well? Yeah. So this one was 2:27 a.m., a 1.82, 4.7 clicks down, and a 2.26, 4.8 kilometers down, 16 minutes after midnight. I think they did that. They're all the same. They're all the same. 10 minutes after midnight, a 1.55, a 4.6 clicks down for him. So gives you a little bit of an idea of what's going on there. So a little bit of uptick, and we see we have a little bit of rise in this area. Whether or not we're going to see an eruption is unknown. I did want to point not this one out, this one out. You can see there's Thorbjorn and here, and this is the area where we're seeing the quakes that have the basically the shallower depths is right in that red area. So on the western side, eastern side of that red area. So can we get something happening? I don't know. Is there going to be an eruption there? Just to reiterate, this area has now gone 5 uplifts and no eruption. So that's something to bear in mind from 2020 till now. This whole area has had multiple sets of earthquake swarms and elevated land mass, and it subsided again, and no eruption. So this is something to keep in mind. Are we going to see an eruption there? And I'm going to continue to say it's 50-50. I'm not going to give anyone the better on the other side of the fence or not. I'm just hoping we'll see something good happen. Anyway, over here in looks like where is that? I'm just looking to see. Of course, that's our wonderful Ragnar there, Siggy Fisher, and of course the Rebbe vent up here. So this one is just on the spot where it drops into Not Haggy from northern Amiradalur here. So, or southern Amiradalur, my bad. A 0.98, 2.6 clicks down, and that is from 1644. The other one over here, 1.1 kilometers down for 0 from 740 this morning. This one just on the edge, 7.2 kilometers down. Don't think it's a magma intrusion. 0.83 is the time, or the magnitude, and 3.323 is the time on that one. So gives you a little bit of a clue anyway what we're looking at, and hopefully we will see something. So a brand new quake, 3.4 up at the top here, 5.2 kilometers down, came in at 20:57, so about 3 minutes ago. It is time for me to go take a break, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll get you back on that wonderful canned lava, and we'll come back after that break, and we'll carry on with bacon seeds, and then all the other wonderful places around the world as far as we're concerned with wonderful volcanoes, right? Anyway, don't go away. If you haven't yet, hit the like button and then go give that a quick bop. Philomena, you are welcome for that membership. And of course, YouTube does the lucky draw there. And today they did very, very well. So all good. And anyway, I'm going to be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Keep smiling. We will have bacon seeds and then we'll carry on. Thank you. And there we go, the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. And oh no, pumpkin guts everywhere. Oh boy, that is bad, Amelia. I have never seen a pumpkin explode. That might be something to do. Pumpkin, exploding pumpkins. Ha! We'll have to take a look at that and see what we can come up with. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Henry and Alba and John and Sue and Kananaska's country and Tranto and Philomena and Mars 2028 and of course Sharon Stewart singing I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. And thanks, Michael. Oh, good. So, oh no, what a mess. Yep, that would be a mess. Definitely, if we had exploding pumpkins, I think we'd be in trouble. Anyway, it is time for bacon seeds, so let us not be hasteful, or what? No, hasteless, and just like tasteless. I have no idea. Thank you, Hermione and Fluffy, by the way. For being there. We have raining pumpkin seeds. Oh boy, hang on, that is not what we wanted to be looking at. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's take a look here. And this was the last one from yesterday, and of course our wonderful Piggy has sent us some more shots of wonderful bacon seeds. So let's take a look at the first one. And this is coming out of a pumpkin before the pumpkin explodes. This one has planted the sticks of dynamite as per Amelia's instructions and is now fleeing the scene. We have photographic evidence of the activity. So anyway, I have pumpkins, let's go. Awesome. Anyway, let's carry on here. And this one is not a pumpkin related. This of course is a chair potato, not a couch potato. Nice little bacon seed, gotta love it. We'll go on to our next bacon seed, and here's one that's out and about enjoying a little bit of green grass time. That is awesome. Looks like he's on his way to someplace in a hurry. Maybe to bump the camera. Anyway, I'm not sure if that fellow's got a bad eye there or not, but I hope he doesn't. Anyway, let's carry on to the next one. And, a little teeny weeny bacon seed. And this one is just learning to get around. And Irish monk. Wow. And congratulations, Donna Arnold. So let me get that written down. And we'll get that going here. Irish monk gifted one. Thank you very kindly there, Irish monk, and congratulations, Don Arnold, for getting that membership. So very cool. And welcome, Irish monk. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a few days there, so nice to have you back on board. And next one is this one, and yeah, this is kind of enjoying his day. I think we might have seen him way back when, but always nice to see a smiling face. Anyway, let's carry on with the next one, and yeah, that could be Spot. I think we spotted him. Itsy seeds, yeah, they are little ones. And this one is more festive. He's hanging around out beside the pumpkins and the leaves, looking at stuff, going, hey, it's nice here. Got the leaves giving me shade for my eyeballs and from the sunshine. And I'm a pimp. Pink. A pimp is hard to say. Anyway, next bacon seed. As this one. And now he's trying to get in that pumpkin. I guess he wants to, maybe he's finishing up carving it. That's what he's doing. All right, next one. Let's see what we got. And that is this one. Also out in the pumpkin patch, apparently has black raccoon eyes. but that is okay. Dressed for the occasion, looking pretty awesome, and we'll what? Never mind bad humor. Yeah. Nibbling it. Okay, Irish monk had a gift for Don. I guess it was an offer that he couldn't refuse. There you go. And well, after all that play, you got to go out and you got to get your pumpkin spice coffees there, and that's what they're doing. They've all gone down to the coffee shop and got their pumpkin spice lattes that they enjoy so much. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, they're all drinking pumpkin spice. That is awesome. What? Two black eyes? Uh-oh. Amelia, why you got two black eyes? And pumpkin spice lattes, all piggies like it. Anyway, let's get to our last bacon seed, and we'll see what we've got. And oh, after your pumpkin latte, you got to go for your deluxe pizza. Looks like they're going to be having some trouble there. There's a lot of jalapeno on those. I can see that. So hopefully they'll be okay. Yeah, pizza piggies. And of course, you got to have a nice, it must have been date night or something, or a family night. Everybody's out having some pizza. So let's go take a look. We got a couple more things here, some funnies to look at. So here's our first one. Who wants a coffee? Well, I know I can see one guy there putting up his hand. Anyone else want a coffee? Yeah. Gotta love it. And one last one here. I don't see any hands. I guess nobody else wants a coffee, eh? Sharon Stewart's got 3 cups. Oh, that's awesome. And let's go here, and I'm not sure exactly what this says. Don't lead. I'll wander off board. Don't follow. I'll get you lost. Walk beside me and help me cause trouble. All right. Well, in that case, go for it. Anyway, we'll leave it back on the last bacon seed, and that, of course, was our pizza buddies for today, and we'll leave that be there. So, thank you, Piggy, for sending in the bacon seeds, as well as the couple of funnies there. And I threw a few bacon seeds in there because some of hers weren't working, so we just put other ones in. So all cool. But anyway, thanks for enjoying the bacon seeds. Big thank you to Piggy for getting them into us as usual, and that is very, very kind of her. All right, so let's keep going here. We had a look at Iceland, and we had a look at Hawaii to see what's going on. Let's go over to Popocatépetl and see what it is doing in central Mexico. This is about 70 kilometers southeast of Mexico City. We can see Popocatépetl is off-gassing and continuing to do its thing. It's not as dirty as it was a few days back, but we are seeing a definite plumage come out, and now we got commercials. That's always nice. Wicks will do tricks. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of that darker material back here, and that's a little bit more ash. That was about an hour and a half ago. If we go back a little bit more, we see it was pretty much just straight out steamy type off-gassing. And this one here, just a little bit more abundant amounts of it, and it didn't really look like too much activity happening as we go back in time. That's 6:14. Let's see if we can hit the golden time here, somewhere right around here, and that gives us a pretty good idea. And so all day long here, it really hasn't been doing anything too crazy. And if we go back into the nighttime views, because the moon is very close to full, it's giving us a lot of moonlight, and we could see that nicely lit up for nighttime. Beautiful star view, and of course not seeing any major output or lava We did have a little bit of an extra puff right around here, but again, it did not equate to anything, and nothing popping out. So I did scan across this. I didn't see any lava coming out during the night at all. So that is our wonderful Popocatépetl. We're going to put it back to live. That is our current view, and off-gassing is continuing. So pretty cool to see that. Let's go over to the next one. This is Fuego, and darn it, it's not working. Yeah, they said that stream was over. Let's see if we can see anything on it. It may not have been. They only had it on for a very short time, I think about an hour or so, and it really wasn't showing anything. Volcano gray all the way through. So no sense in really even trying to struggle and open it up and see where the action was. So right now, because of that storm action that they've got sitting just off the coast of Guatemala there, no visibility. So we'll leave that be, and we'll carry on. Next one on our list, a little further south, and that is Masaya volcano in Nicaragua. And as you can see, the clouds, and just that same kind of weather system as what they have in Guatemala. We do see the steaming or venting from the caldera. This shot, of course, at 1:17 or 1:14 this afternoon, and now we're at 3:20 this evening or this afternoon, and you can see a little bit better. We can definitely see the plume is very, very large. Likely giving some more off-gassing up there. Let's take a look at the next one, Rincon de la Vieja. It's still loading. Darn it, I was hoping it would have finished loading by now. And the next one, we're going further south. We're going to look in Chile, and I don't think we're going to have much visibility there either. And of course, this is for Villarrica. And we're suffering from a similar fate, volcano gray and lots of clouds. Unfortunately, not a friend of, somebody who's trying to watch volcanoes. Here is the one from Rincon de la Vieja in Costa Rica. You can see the edge of the caldera in the jungle, but too much cloud, so we are unable to discern what's coming from the volcano and what is just regular cloud work there. So that is where that one is at. Unfortunately, not anything cool. We'll take a look at the report. There is a report for that one. Actually, maybe we can do that real quick. Let's see if I can find that. Rincon de la Vieja, there it is. A nighttime shot. So yeah, Rincon de la Vieja volcano, Costa Rica, phreatic eruption persists, and of course that is not a very good colorful picture, but that is at nighttime. Happened at 22:35 or 10:35 in the evening yesterday, or 2 days ago actually. Steam driven and phreatic eruptions continue at Rincon de la Vieja volcano. And let's get rid of that. The explosive eruption of the volcano continues. The Observatory Volcanologico Seismological de la Costa Rica. Oh boy, that's a long name. Even the abbreviation is very long. Issued 3 small phreatic eruptions. And 23 steam-laden plumes appeared from the volcano over the past week. Phreatic explosions form when the ejecta consists solely of old country rock, indicating interaction between water and heated conduit rocks rather than magma itself. So that's kind of what we're seeing there. So yep, steam explosions for the most part. All right, let's leave that one there and carry on with our next volcano. And we'll go over to Java. And of course, here we are in Java. put that one back on live just so we can see what it looks like right now. Unfortunately, not good visibility. It is 4:24 a.m. there, and they're clouded out completely, so not good for visibility. And if we go here, we did see a little bit of a bacon coming down the hill at 9 minutes after midnight on this one camera view, but unfortunately only that one camera view, and it wasn't for very long. If we go to the other ones here, we can kind of see it just wasn't worthy of having a look there. You can see a slight glow off in the clouds, nothing major. So I think we're awash for today, unfortunately, on Merapi and central Java. If we go all the way back, you can see how poor the visibility was even at 5:42 p.m. From the day before. So not the greatest, so we'll leave that one be, not going to worry about him. Let's take a look at the next one. This will be Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand. Let's see if we got a picture. Oh, they're panning around looking for things. Looking for volcanoes. No? I have no idea what they're panning around for. But they're looking around. I'm just trying to see if they pointed at the volcano for a while. Let's go over here. And yep, earlier at 9:44, you've seen the volcano was enveloped by a cloud of cold gases there. Unfortunately, that happens when you got warmer air around it, and it kind of creates a reversed lenticular cloud system. We've got a cold layer being generated by all the snow and ice on the volcano, and then of course the warmer layers here above it create that lenticular cloud at a distance. Unfortunately, not good for visibility. We're looking at a pumpkin. No? Is that a pumpkin? I have no idea. It's a big pumpkin. It's going to blow up. They're going back over to the volcano. Cool. And that cloud is persisting, so we're not going to see it at all today. Let's leave that be. We'll go over to our next one, and this one, of course, is of Taupo. And Taupo, well, it's a huge caldera. It's the entire lake. And if we look back here, we are not able to see Mount Ruapehu right in the back here, but we do have some cloud in the way, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm not very windy there. I don't see the leaves blowing. Well, a little bit. They took our flags down. I guess we're not open today. And of course, this shot shows you just what the day is like. No flea market there today, so all okay. And Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center brings this wonderful screen to us. So thank you to them. And if you're ever there, you can have a room on the south side here, overlooking the lake, and you'd be able to see Mount Ruapehu on a clear day. Pick some nice weather days. Check with the clouds coming in if you're going there. Anyway, let's leave that be, and we'll pop over to one more volcano, and maybe two. We'll see what we've got here. We've got to find the right spot. This, of course, is well, that's not quite current, but let's get it to live right now. And that is Semeru, East Java, Indonesia. And we are not seeing a heck of a lot. Again, very poor visibility, and that same system that is likely causing the clouds for Merapi is likely doing the same thing over here at Semeru as that material is moving to the east. There's a little bit better visibility. That's from 5:17 p.m. prior or the previous day here, but I'm really unable to see anything ejecting out of there, or any glow or anything like that. So we'll put it back on live, make it smaller, take a quick look at our wonderful Nava TV cabs on in the Philippines, and Mayon, a volcano He doesn't have anything new there, so we'll leave him be. Refresh to all meditation and just check. Nothing new from to all meditation, and we'll see if we got to go check Madame Roots' update for today. Hopefully she's got one. And let's see. Yep, and that is, where's her short list here? Update for the 29th. There we go. So this is to all volcano off-gassing. Well, as soon as we get over there, you don't see a heck of a lot of off-gassing from the volcano. It's hard to tell, but looks like right there was okay weather, and then off there we see all that fog and cloud. It's hard to tell what is happening there at the volcano. So we'll leave it as that. That's all cool, you guys. And let's see. Yeah, if we zoom in, let it zoom in there. So yeah, very, very difficult to tell. And so that is the, I guess we call that the northwest area of the volcano, southeast area, and we're not seeing anything because of the background, unfortunately. Anyway, it is break time. I'm going to put it back on here. Alien, hang on. You don't see the alien ship. I don't know why we got an alien ship lighting things up here. They're looking for things. Anyway, and that's all good. I don't know why that's buffering, but we'll leave it. Back to our canned lava, and we'll put that back on, and I'm going to go take a break. So for those good people who have not yet popped that like button, consider hitting it if you could. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. And keep smiling and don't go away. Here comes some music, and I'll be back. we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. On screen, we've got a canned lava or archived footage from Rebi in the Reykjanes Peninsula in Iceland from August the 2nd, and that's what we're seeing there since we don't have an eruption there yet. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Albagirl and Sue and Cananaskis Country and John and I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000 from Sharon Stewart, as well as thanks there Mars 2028 and Tanto and Hermione and Fluffy who's hunting mice, and King Colin is here. Welcome there, mighty king, and all good. Anyway, let's carry on with what we were doing, and that was running around looking at volcanoes of different types and things. Sleepy Dormouse, why are you hiding? Boy, is there a cat in here somewhere? Didn't we have a cat pop in? There's got to be a reason a Sleepy Dormouse is hiding. No, don't hide. You're okay. Anyway, Susie is also here. Welcome, Susie. Good to see you. I stopped that canned lava, and let's get back over on track. And we were looking at different places here in Mexico and then central Java, eastern Java, and kind of down in that part of the world. Next place we want to go, since we are kind of interested in what's going on there. And that's not the screen I wanted, but I will go there. Let's do this one first. I'm going to refresh this screen so we get the latest photos. And this one right here, that is what we're seeing. That's not Mount Etna live, and that is Stromboli. And that's not live, that's a photo shot from 2139 today. And that is Stromboli. So there is a little bit of activity at Stromboli. Unfortunately, not a heck of a lot. If we go back to the thermal there, we can see what is happening on the thermal, and that is indicating that there is some lava coming out of it, but nothing really crazy. Quick pop over and looking at Mount Etna, we don't see anything there. If we go back, we do have a little bit of a visibility there, 6 hours and 40. Oh, look. A smoke ring up there from the side. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that is Mount Etna, southeast vent, still smoking very heavily. Lots of off-gassing and possibly some of the other vents in the background as well. So Etna is not out of the picture, and that is something that we need to be aware of. If we go here a little bit further, we have seen a better coloration to it as the sun is setting at 16:45 there, or 4:45 p.m. There in Sicily. So let's put that one back on live. We don't see anything coming from the caldera. If we go to the other shot, oh, hang on, maybe we did. Is there a little bit of a glow right there? That might be a little bit of a glow. That is interesting. Let me see if why my hamster's not showing up. Okay, that glow disappeared. It was right in here. Let's go to the other shot here. This one I already backed up to see what it was like during the day, and this was from about 10:17 this morning on the other closer up view. And of course the clouds were horrendous, so we didn't get to see too much. If we go further in the day here, we do see a little bit better for a little while, but not that great. This is 3:10 in the afternoon. Still quite a bit of smoke and off-gassing headed towards the camera, so that presents difficulties for a clear view. And here is at 5:18 p.m., so a little bit more of that activity. And if we go back, they of course had their magic lens change of and using a slightly different filter. You do see a little bit of a glow here, and hopefully that is something that is happening. And of course, when we go further back or further into the nighttime, 1956, we see more of that glow. So that's what we got. If we go further back, or closer to reality time here, that is 2108. Slight glow, might even be from the moon hitting it, but don't know for sure. And if we continue on here to get up to date, you can see stars out now, and some off-gassing, not that much glow that we can decipher and back to live, just so you have it. And there was some glow here. Let's go back about 10 seconds and see. So yeah, it did turn into a little bit of glow, and even just a tiny bit of a Strombolian eruption that happened right in there. So that is pretty cool, and we know there is lava in Mount Etna. It's just a matter of how hard and fast does it want to come out. Anyway, that's what we've got there, so it gives you a little bit of an idea. Here's another shot of Etna jumping up and down a little bit, and that is all cool. And we'll keep an eye on that one. We found some bacon bits, yeah, sort of little tiny ones. Unfortunately, nothing really nice that we can take home and keep as souvenirs though. Let's take a look at some other places. Wanted to look very quickly at Chivalish, but unfortunately Chivalish is still dark. And hey, David Brewer renewed his membership. That's awesome. Looking at the one a little further away, if it wasn't for the moonlight, we wouldn't see it at all. And that is kind of what we got there. We do see a little bit of a plume over here, as well as right there from the egg, or right behind the egg. And that is all that we got there. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything at Sheldon other than a volcano gray, so we'll leave that one be. Not going to worry about going back on the time lapse. It was gray too from what I seen earlier. Alright, so let's get us over to our next place of fun and joy. And I just got to get that refreshed, and we'll see if we can get that onto the screen. And that is Yellowstone National Park, and let's see if we can square that up a little bit. That is almost good. There's Yellowstone. We're looking at a bunch of different geyser vents there. There are over 500 different active geysers in Yellowstone. For those who wish to go, Sue just brought up the link. There's the link for the Yellowstone site, and you can get the this embedded video, as well as other photos and still shots and maps, etc. Nice to see the buffalo are out there. There's one there, there's one over here. They're mowing the lawn before the snow gets too deep, so that is really good. And that is all fancy and nice. And let's see, we'll carry on here. Next one we want to go to is over in Japan. So let's take a look at Japan and see what's happening there. And we'll make that bigger. The ice cream boat is in for anyone who needs to go. Ice cream boat definitely in there. And of course, in the background here, in our ice cream boat shot, we do happen to have this volcano. It's called Sakurajima. It's right near Kagoshima there in southern Japan, and it doesn't look like it's doing a heck of a lot. Let's go to the next shot, and of course it's going to update. There we go. And there you can see the three separate plumes here, if you will. So that is one vent, this is the other vent, and that's that little guy down on the side. So three distinctive ventings happening there at the volcano right now. We'll leave that one be, and we'll make that a little bit smaller and go over to the crater cam. And there you can see what it was looking like, well, what it's looking like right now. If we go back in the nighttime view, we do see it billowing off lots of steam and gases, but no ash-rich material, if you will. So definitely a tephra of the gaseous kind, and there might have been a little bit of ejecta in there, but hard to see and hard to be able to tell. Don't see any glow in that lava either, and I was looking to see if we could spot anything really bright down on the bottom here. So it's not lighting up the clouds, if you will. That is from the moonlight, and you can definitely see it. That is at 22:37. So that's kind of what we got and had all night long. There really wasn't anything super spectacular there. Let's put it back to alive, and that is the current condition of Sakurajima, and let's make that one smaller. Next volcano we're at is our wonderful Aso, and there you can see Aso. Look, there's a guy pointing at the sun, and he's got two eyes, a nose, and his ears. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like a critter. I don't know, almost a frog or something, holding something else. I don't know. Plumage. Yeah, it is. So we are seeing some off-gassing, and that is pretty awesome. If we go back just a little bit more, we can see that plumage started there as the sun, the sun was rising. It was already pluming, so pretty cool to be able to see that. And there's your nighttime silhouette, looking pretty awesome. So that's what their day is starting like. Hopefully they'll have a wondrous day, and we can leave that be. Let's go to the next volcano. This is Asama, about 100 kilometers to the west of Tokyo, and as we see it in the golden time here, 6:22 a.m. as the sun starts to hit it, we see we can't tell what's going on. And yesterday we had good views. Today not so good. As we go through, that lower level cloud was hiding. There's some billowing, and that is at 1:48 a.m. That is definitely from the volcano, and not sure where this is coming from, if it's just heat related sitting on top, but that is what it is. Going back even further, we do see that it is definitely throwing some material out there. That's at 22:52. So if we go back even further, there you can go 2046, and we did see that plume from yesterday at their time in Japan. So pretty cool. And there you go, back a little further from 1941 or 7:41 p.m. at their time. Let's put that back on live, and that is the current condition. Now we are starting to see a plume come up the top, so a little bit of billowing there, and that is what we've got. So popping back over here real quick, the ice cream boat is leaving, so I hope everyone did get their ice creams, and that is all taken care of. That way we don't need to worry, and our wonderful Sakurajima is doing its thing. 2 hours and 20 some minutes to the launch. Cool. There. I don't know what they're actually launching. 2 hours and 26 minutes. There we go. Everybody got ice cream. Cool. All right, and let's. That's basically our live cams on the volcanoes. We'll pop over back to our canned lava here, and get that running. And I needed to make that other one smaller first. Let me do that. Got that fixed. All right, and we'll get that live lava flow, or the canned lava flowing. There we go, and we'll do a quick volcano report. And I already know this volcano report is not that what. Oh, I gotta show this picture. Let me save that. Boy, I just checked my email. Okay, I had to do that. All right, we'll show that one shortly. I want to get the volcano report out of the way first, so we'll give you a little bit of a chuckle before we go for our break. And thank you, Grandma B. Yeah. All right, Let's see, late Saturday's volcanic activity. Big list. One volcano on the list. Klyashevskoy, Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia. Volcanic ash, 227,000 feet or 8,200 meters, reported at 2045. And then we've got Sunday's volcanic activity. We got 12 volcanoes, starting out with Sabancaya in Peru. Continuous ash emissions reported at 1:45 a.m. Then puff emissions to 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters, reported at 13:45. Next one is Popocatépetl in central Mexico. Intermittent volcanic or light volcanic ash to 19,000 feet, 5,800 meters, reported at 3 a.m. Suwanosejima in Japan erupted to 9,000 feet, 2,700 meters, reported at 3:45. Sangay in Ecuador, volcanic ash emissions reported at 4:15 a.m. And Reventador in Ecuador, sporadic emissions of volcanic ash reported at 4:30. And then Avona report and webcam to 17,000 feet or 5,200 meters, reported at 1,400. Fuego and Guatemala, multiple volcanic ash clouds observed to 16,000 feet or 4,900 meters, reported at 5 a.m. Recon de la Vieja, we already looked at that separate report. It's all cool from 5:02 a.m. Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia, volcanic ash emissions to 20,000 feet at 6,100 meters, reported at 5:30 a.m. Klyashevskoy, Kamchatka Peninsula, eruption to 29,000 feet, 8,800 meters, reported at 6:15 a.m. And then volcanic ash emissions continuing to 28,000 feet, 8,500 meters, at 18:15. Lualtalak, Lesser Sunda Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash to 6,000 feet, 1,800 meters, reported at 6:45 a.m. Then Mayon, Luzon Island in the Philippines, eruption of volcanic ash, cloud unknown height, reported at 8 a.m. Then Sakurajima in Japan, erupted to 7,000 feet or 2,100 meters, reported at 16:45. And it says one separate email, which we already did for our wonderful Recon de la Vieja. So thank you, Sue, for that wonderful volcano report. That is awesome. And 2-minute warning, I see that, and we're just about there at the break time. I wanted to bring that funny picture up, so hang in there. We got enough time to do that before the break. And let's see if we can find that wherever I saved it now, and I hope it saved it in the right place. Why is it not showing? Oh, there it is. I found it. All right. No laughing. And Piggy, if you happen to be watching, close your eyes. All right. Just in the festive Halloween spirit, do not attempt this at home. Okay, this is not good for you. Anyway, that is awesome. Tastes like bacon, huh? Oh, poor Piggy. That is just hilarious. Anyway, thanks, Grandma B. I'm going to keep this anonymous. I won't tell you who sent it to me. All fun. All right, yep, just enjoy that, and that poor little piggy being taken out by, I guess that's the revenge, eh? It is a revenge. All good. Okay, so let's leave it as that. Let's get that shot off the screen before Piggy sees it and gets a heart attack. We don't want that. Anyway, on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to go take a break. We'll be back after the break with more stuff. What are we coming back with? We're going to come back with earthquakes, and we'll carry on from that point. So keep smiling, everyone, and hit that like button if you haven't done that yet. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, consider doing that. Here's the music. I'll be back. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back. And boy, they sure are stepping it up. The ambigans and cromulents and all kinds of different things happening there. CO2 makes dinosaurs bigger. Gee, that's way over my head. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs. They're from Alba Girl and John and Sue and Kananaskis Country and Henry and Hermione and no Fluffy is outside chasing mice. And thank you, King Colin. And there we go. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if that's what's caused them to be big, but you know, ambigans. But it would be a pretty interesting. It's a made-up word from an old episode of The Simpsons. There we now have the proof where the stuff is coming from. Cromulent. He is a back doctor. Oh, hi Fluffy. Good to see you back. Anyway, let's carry on with our other stuff around the world. But in the OED today. OED. I don't know what the heck that is, but that is confusing. All right. Let's see. Where shall we go? We wanted to go to earthquakes. That is what we're doing next. So let us head on over there, and we'll see what our earthquake map has on it today. And here we go. So looking around, we do see a couple larger quakes. A 6.0 down there in Vanuatu from 2232 yesterday, 79.9 kilometers down. And then north of our wonderful Azores there. The Azores are here, and that, of course, the mid-Atlantic ridge, 5.1, 7:57 was the time on that. 10 kilometers down, that happened today. So that may be affecting some pressures there in Iceland. We also had a quake further to the north, and that's the Norwegian Sea area, or Greenland Sea, kind of the no man's zone in between. Happened at 3:56 a.m., 10 kilometers down for that guy as well. So interesting things going on. Let's start out here in the Kamchatka Peninsula. We don't see anything all the way down to the top end of Japan. We'll get to the Japanese one as when we go around. Looking at the Aleutian Islands, we did have one here, and that is near Adak, and that's a 4.1. Happened at 2:48 a.m., 87.4 kilometers down, and that is not too far away from other volcanic activity that may be happening in the area. So we've got lots of volcanoes in these other places, and Andreoff Island as an example over there, and maybe the Andreoff volcano. Anyway, looking at the rest of it, we don't see anything sizable till we get back over here. And we are still seeing some aftershocks. 3.1 southeastern Alaska, as it says. I came in at 1918, 1.8 kilometers down, and definitely no tsunami warning. And seeing a few smaller ones further down the coastline there. Nothing crazy though, so we'll leave them be. We did have a 2.3 here, Petrolia, California region, and nothing major happened yesterday at 1814, and that is 7.9 kilometers down for him. We do see one in Texas here, 3.2, and that is from 2351, 6.3 kilometers down for him. Going down into Central America, though, we do have this one just off the coast of Nicaragua. That's a 4.1 from yesterday at 2304, 76 kilometers down for him. Carrying on and seeing this is Argentina, 4.4, 11:37 is the time on it, 226.6 kilometers down for him. This other one, also Argentina, 4.5 from today at 12:51, 129.6 kilometers down. And Chilean right near the coastline, 4.3, and that happened at 2:34 this morning, 73.9 kilometers down. Quick check in the South Sandwich Islands, no new quakes. Going to zoom out just a little, see if there's any quakes down on the Antarctic ridge areas, and don't see anything. Going back over here to New Zealand, nothing noticeable there. And there we have the 5.0 there in Kermadec Island region, came in at 6:28 this morning, 35 kilometers down. And I just wanted to kind of make a note here. You see all these little seamounts, and those are extra seamounts, all these little blips here. They could be active at any point in time. Very cool. Moving up a little further, this is in the Tonga region, 4.9. That's technically still the Kermadec Ridge, but further to the north. So that is from 1614 and 10 kilometers down for that 4.9. Nothing in Fiji today. It's better for them. We do have that 6.0 here, as mentioned earlier. 22:32 was the time on it. Yesterday, 79.9 kilometers down for him. Vanuatu area. Nothing in Papua New Guinea from what I see, and nothing till we get over here Timor-Leste area, or what are they calling it, Baradea, 4.5, and that's at 3:03 this morning, 133.9 kilometers down. Moving along, we don't see anything in Java at all, and getting off the coast of Sumatra on the western side, we see a 5.1 from 1856 yesterday as well, 60 kilometers down for him. As we follow that fault line up, we do see Myanmar had a 4.2, 5:02 this morning. And then this is in the Philippines, bottom end of the Philippines, a 4.6, and that's from 1948, and that is 10 kilometers down. And there's nothing in Taiwan, the Mariana Island region, 4.8 out there from 1421, 40.3 kilometers down. And here's my wonderful Izu Islands, where Foxijima Island is going to build up eventually, and that's a 4.6 in magnitude, 9:06 a.m., 129.7 kilometers down. And looking at most of Japan looking pretty good. We do have two here just off the coast though. Kamaishi, Japan, if I said it right, 4.7, and that is at 2013, 40.9 kilometers down. The other one, same place, and 4.7 from 2025, 35.8 kilometers down. So yep, almost identical quakes. One is 66 clicks away, 69 for the other one. So not quite in the same location and not quite the same depth. So not an echo. I don't think. Anyway, a couple up here in China as they continue to do their thing. 4.2, 6:58 a.m., 10 kilometers down for him. Well, I guess it's only that one, but we have that stack there. It seems to be in that same spot. And this is Tajikistan, and that's 4.3 from 1335, 134.4 kilometers down. And another quake, and where they were getting all those ones, this is an aftershock for that 6.3s they had in that region. This one is 4.8 from 2250 yesterday, 10 kilometers down. And as we look, the Arabian microplate here has a one in southern Iran, a 4.3 from yesterday at 1936, 10 kilometers down. Looking at Turkey, no quakes there. We do have one in Greece though, and that's a 4.3. And that is from 4:59 a.m., 10 kilometers down for him, and nothing over here in Italy or Sicily. We do see a little quake here at the bottom end of Spain, 2.8 from 1430, 10 kilometers down for him. So I wonder if that's a result of this quake over here. Anyway, we did look at that one, Mid-Atlantic Ridge 5.1, 757 this morning. And we also got that one up here in the Norwegian / Greenland Sea area. So that is what we got there. Nothing else really crazy for earthquakes. Let's zoom into Hawaii and see what's going on there. There we go. And let's have a look and see what's new. So this one here from yesterday at 23:38. 7.4 kilometers below sea level for that 1.9. On the slopes of Mauna Loa, we have 2 here, 2.0 from 12:19, 8 kilometers down below sea level. This one is a 1.8 from yesterday at 20:29 and 6.8 clicks down. So let's zoom into the Pahala region, and there's not that many quakes, so we'll go through it quickly. 1.8 and 19 minutes after midnight, 27.5 kilometers down. 2.4 from 10:38 today, 29.2 kilometers down. 1.7 from 12 minutes after, that would be 8 p.m. their time, or 2000 if you want to call it that. 30.5 kilometers down for that 1.7. Another 1.9 at 13:15. 31.3 kilometers down, and then we've got this one here, 2.3, happened today at 4:39 a.m., 32.4 kilometers down, and those are some of the Pahala ones. We have one left over here, and that's 2.1, 8:30 this morning, 33.4 kilometers down. So now the rest are basically in the Kilauea area. Let's start out with this one over here, 2.2. 2:50 a.m., 1.1 kilometers down, and then we can zoom in and go for the rest of them. This is 2.2 from 2022 yesterday, 2.3 kilometers below sea level, 1.8 from 11:29 today, 2.2 clicks down. This one is a 2.0 from 28 minutes after midnight, 2.6 kilometers below sea level. 1.7 from 4:19 a.m., 3 kilometers below sea level. 1.8 from 2:05 a.m. and 3.3 kilometers below sea level. 1.8 from 11:37, 1.6 kilometers below sea level. And the 2.3 from yesterday at 21:02, 3.1 clicks down. And then we've got this one here. 1.9 from 12:54, almost 12:55, and it's 1.2 kilometers below sea level. And 1.8 from yesterday, 16:58, 1.2 clicks down. And from 22:17 yesterday, 2.0, 800 meters down. We don't see anything new right in the caldera, so there is still hope. There is still hope. Use the force, Obi-Wan. We could see an eruption there soon, we hope. And by the way, thanks for renewing your membership there, Mr. David. Astronomy Live Stream X. I appreciate that. All right. And that is it for the earthquakes around the world. So that is quite interesting, and let's leave them be. Don't see anything really crazy going on. We are getting back up to our numbers that we should have. 2166 right now for worldwide quakes. So that is getting back to our average, which is around 2240, 2250. So we're getting a lot closer. We were in a real null for a while. A couple weeks back, it was down to 1600 quakes, which is a lot less. This is every 7 days. So that is the average that you'd see. Anyway, let's leave that there. I'm going to go find ourselves a weather map somewhere. I know I have it somewhere. It's just I can't see it right now for some reason. it's no longer showing up. Do I have to open up a new window and make that happen? Why is our weather map gone? Somebody stole the weather map. I hate when that happens. Oh boy. All right. So let's do this. We're going to stuff the weather map in here, and we'll have to redo it. Actually, hang on. Before I do that, let me check here. Oh, yeah, I see. Somebody did destroy it. Let's get rid of that. We'll make a new window. We'll spawn it and move a tab to a new window. There we go. And we'll go windy.com and we'll get that worked out for you. Fix it as we go. So I'm not sure why that magically disappeared on us. Anyway, we'll get the SO2 map up there in a second. So that should be good. We'll plunk that up in the top corner here and click on it the right way and make that bigger. All right, SO2 map coming up. There we go. Zooming out and taking a look. So northern hemisphere really not looking all that bad. We do still see some additional stuff there in the northern portions of the Canadian Arctic. We're still seeing this stuff along Greenland and Iceland, and of course north of Russia still seeing some extra SO2. And hopefully some of that will start to dissipate a little bit quicker here as soon as we get some more precipitation in there to get it out of the air. Anyway, let's start out with the Kamchatka Peninsula. And of course we've got Shivlish and Bezimiany and Klyushevskoy working away up in the northern portions. And then here we'll have Kurinsky as well as Mutnovsky, and then further down on this one here, Paramashir Island, you'll have our wonderful Ibiko and Chikarachki doing their thing. So they're the ones creating all this. So that is what the SO2 is coming from. We do still see a very large circulation here in the Bering Sea, and unable to tell what's really coming from the Aleutian Islands, if anything. We do still see a plume coming off of Sheldon's area right in there, so definitely some SO2 popping out there. Not sure if this is volcanic related either. The rest is pretty much as is. Some, of course, what do they call it? Wood. Hang on, I'll come up with that. Pulp and paper mill up here. That's what's causing a lot of this in Alaska. Anyway, we do see a little bit of a plume going through the Yukon and in through the Northwest Territories, and none of it up in the northern portions. Like I said, they're getting some of it. Some of the stuff looks pretty clear though. Baffin Island, that kind of region looks not so bad. British Columbia, I'm going to say a fair, same thing with Alberta. Saskatchewan looks heavier though, and not so bad in Manitoba. Ontario still doing quite well, with the exception of down in the Panhandle and Quebec and Labrador and Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, all faring very well, very well with what they're seeing. Top end of New York and Maine and let's see, New Hampshire and Vermont. I guess no, hang on. Where's Vermont? Yeah, that's Vermont. Connecticut is a little heavier, and of course Massachusetts, that's pretty heavy. Pennsylvania and West Virginia with fairly heavy levels, as well as Ohio. So. Not so bad. Going a little further south, looks like Virginia and North Carolina are doing fairly well. A lot less in South Carolina, and then the other states are looking pretty good, with the exception of the coastal area here in Texas. That is getting some of Pulpo Candy Petals, Mess, and Mexico City's stuff. And of course here in Washington we're seeing that plume that is kind of hanging around and coming down from up in the northern areas. Still residual stuff. We're hoping that's going to clear. And looks like the rest of the U.S. not bad. Getting into Mexico, northern portions not so bad. Mexico City and Popocatépetl area a little heavier, and you can see where that plume is going up into Texas. Yucatan Peninsula looks pretty darn nice. And looking at most of Honduras, Nicaragua, and Guatemala, those areas, not bad. The plume is going out into the Pacific, and as mentioned before, there's that weather circulation here, hence the reason we can't see not Popocatépetl, but Fuego, that's the one, and or down here in our wonderful Costa Rica either. We don't see that so well. But we do see that plume headed southward, and that has got a different system drawing it in here into Colombia. So Nevado del Ruiz and all those guys, even the stuff from Reventador in Ecuador is ending up in the top end of Peru for some reason due to the way the weather is there right now. So interesting to see that. And then of course Sabancaya not so bad today, and the rest of Chile is not off-gassing too badly either. Rio, Sao Paulo not looking bad at all. We do see some SO2 down here, and again hard to tell where that stuff has actually come from, since we do know that there is some stuff happening here on occasion on the islands just off Antarctica with some of those volcanoes. Michael volcano is in here, but we can't tell because of that extra plume coming across whether that's from a Michael volcano. So not much there. It's not that heavy, so nothing coming from Easter Island area either. We do have that storm sitting there off the northern coast of New Zealand, and that of course is taking care of anything that's coming out of our wonderful White Isle volcano. And seeing the stuff coming from the refinery in Melbourne and the coking plants northwest of Sydney, we see that. Tonga is dumping out the material here, and it looks like I don't know who's more at fault for this, but Yasur is down here, and you've got Gawa and Nayoba doing their thing, and that's a fairly long plume going all the way across here, and may end up going a little further as well, and that's probably due to this weather circulation. Pretty normal there in Papua New Guinea. Same thing for Luotalak. Semeru doing its thing and not as heavy today. Same thing with Merapi. And then looking here at Jakarta and Krakatau, and still not sure who's putting out more, but that is what we've got going on there. Dempo may be involved as well, as it's down near the fun zone, if you want to call it that. Marapi and Carinci is in this area, and that's creating a little bit of SO2 there. And this is Cinnabon up here. And of course, and then you look at the other areas, Singapore and those places, heavy population spots, doing their thing, giving off SO2. And then we see here Ibu and Dakono on Halmahera Island, continuing with their onslaught of bad gas. And there is Mayon volcano doing its thing, very awesome. And then we continue on and take a look here at Taal, and Taal, of course, producing a fair amount of SO2. I'm really not sure. Sometimes I wonder how much is actually coming off of the other lake, which is also a caldera, okay, and just to kind of keep people in the mindset. This is another volcanic caldera, and of course they have different volcanoes there, but I don't know if there's anything that's really off-gassing in that region. But, just imagine if that ever popped. That would really mess things up. Everyone would have a bad day. And, of course, the heavy population there as well. Moving up to Taiwan, we know that's industrial stuff. And looking at, we know Suwanoshijima had an eruption, so that is what is causing that one. And I'm not sure what else we had for an eruption in this area, but that definitely is an extra plume. So we may have one of the other volcanoes. I don't know if it's Mishima or what's in this region here. I know there's a bunch of different ones. Mount Io, Nishima, I don't know if that's the place. But they have high levels of SO2, and as we move up into the Kagoshima area, this is Sakurajima, a very heavy SO2 from Sakurajima, and extremely heavy SO2 from Aso. And those levels are really, really heavy, so pretty wild to see that. And moving up a little bit more, let's go take a look at Tokyo. Tokyo is not bad, but Asama is putting out a fair amount of SO2 as well, so it's kind of keeping the air dirty. And that brings us back to the Kamchatka. I'm not going to worry about that. Looks like China is really heavy duty as far as the amount of SO2 that's coming off places today. Shanghai would be somewhere in here. Hong Kong down here, it's not so bad. That's Wuhan, I think, right in here, if I'm not mistaken. And what happened to the labels on here? Huh. Anyway, all good. And then, of course, India, still on very heavy levels in the eastern portions. Not so bad in Sri Lanka, but still elevated levels. Reunion Island, I don't know if that's from Reunion or from the other one over there, but looks like the level is up a little bit. Not so bad there right now from South Africa. Looks like they got 2 storm systems coming through, likely some rain helping out wash that material out of the air. And then we get up here into the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and that is where Nyamura, Gira, and Nyiragongo are, Goma 1 and 2 doing their thing. And looking here, Urta Ale, hardly anything coming out of it. And looking at what we've got here in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iraq. And I don't know about where in Iran they're running their refineries, but that is what we've got going on in those regions. And looking at Turkey, a little easier than yesterday. Looks like most of that stuff is moving up into the Black Sea. And looking at what's coming from Mount Etna and Stromboli. Well, this is Etna here, and a fair plume going to the east, and Stromboli continuing to do its thing. Not seeing anything from a volcano at all. And let's zoom back out and look at Europe. Not bad. Northern Germany and Poland are getting nailed pretty heavy. And looks like a little bit there on the bottom of Norway. And Sweden looks okay. Finland is okay. Iceland, half of it is getting residual flow there from somewhere else. And let's leave it as that. And yep, I'm already over on my break time here. I'm going to put you back on a canned lava, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll get that canned lava going. And I'm going to go take a break. And then when we come back from the break, we will wrap things up. So enjoy the lava flow for those good people who are here. If you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in a few minutes, 5 or 6 or 7, but I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. there we go. The microphone is back on, hopefully for our last time. And welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And of course, on the screen, we've got the Rebbe event in Iceland on the Reykjanes Peninsula from August the 2nd. There is what our archive footage is. And thank you for the welcome backs from John and the CND boy and Cananescus Country and Sharon Stewart singing I Hear You, Dr. Fox 2000. That final I'll Be Back sounded like Rick Moranis Woo. I don't know who Rick Moranis Woo is. He must be some kind of Oriental superstar or something. Yep, I totally agree. Okay, that is awesome. Anyway, okay, let's leave that canned lava be, and we'll park it. And thank you there, a wonky donkey, and welcome back, Philomena. All right, so. Sue is back as well. Welcome back, Sue. Good to see you. Just in time for weather, whether we like it or not. Let's go over there and take a look and see if I can find that weather map on my screen here somewhere. How about that? Okay. So, yeah, looking at the stuff. First thing, of course, that we're looking for is storms. And we do see a rapidly spinning thing out here between Newfoundland, Labrador, and Greenland in the Davis Strait area. Tammy is still in existence, but we know it's going to frizzle and do its thing. And looking here at Central America, as I mentioned, we had that thing just off of Guatemala and Costa Rica and those areas. They're all being inundated by that same little system, and that is 19E. And you got a 93E over here, a little further out, and another low coming along with it. So I don't know where those things are going to go yet, but we'll see what happens. Looks like we got another system perhaps here just north of Haiti and the Dominican Republic area, and possibly bugging Cuba already. So interesting to see that, and that fairly large low here in the Caribbean. So interesting. And if we leave that be, let's go over to the Philippine region, Indonesian region, and take a look there. And actually doesn't look too bad. We got a high sitting on the north of Australia. That's likely keeping this whole area pretty nice. And not anything too crazy. What happened to that system? Well, we know what happened, and that was moving through and is down here bugging New Zealand, still sitting there off of the panhandle, I guess, if you want to call it that. And so that would be affecting pretty much the entire North Island of New Zealand. And not so bad looking there in Australia. Temperatures are not that high yet, but you got to understand it's still fairly early there in the morning. So seeing 31, 32 degree temperatures there is not unreasonable. And it looks like most of the other places aren't too bad temperature-wise as well. Looking here in the Sahara Desert, we see there's a couple spots here, 34 I seen out here. So they are starting to pick up temperature-wise a little bit. And of course over here looking at 31, 32, and that is, I don't even know what country that is. Darn it, that's not, hang on, they don't show the labels. That bugs me when they don't have the labels of the countries. Yeah. Anyway, that should be in there, but it's not. So, all right. Who knows what country this is? Sudan. Thanks, Mars. That's it, and that's Sudan. I was trying to figure it out in my head, going, and it's got to be there. Anyway, let's take a look. Maybe Mexico has some hotter temperatures. 32, 33 we see there. Don't see any 34s yet. So that's kind of what we got in there. What about down here? 36, 37. We do see a 37 right there. So Mexico is definitely in the lead with the highest temperature for today, with a bunch more 34s there. And I've seen another 36 here somewhere. Where was it? I moved too quickly. But yeah, 37 degrees over here. So Mexico is got the trophy so far. Looks like down here where that other storm was, they had about 34, 35 degrees as well. And the Yucatan not looking too bad. Cancun 27 right now. So looking pretty good. South America, I don't think we're going to top 37, or are we? Oh, well, maybe we are. Let's see, 35, 36, 36 in there. There's a 37 in there. So we got a tie for Argentina and Mexico, kind of a tie for the hot places on the planet. So pretty awesome, and it looks like it's not bad in Brazil at all as far as temperatures are concerned. So looking pretty good. Storm's not that bad, and hopefully most people on the planet are faring well. Let's take a look real quick at the satellite imagery and see what the cloud formations are like. And we do see that Davis Strait problem, and likely dumping a bunch more new snow there along the coast of Greenland. And we'll see what happens in the future there. We do see the circulation here just off of Ireland doing its thing, swirling around quite a bit. Iceland doesn't look too bad, but they do have a system above them. And looking here, Tammy, not so bad. We know it's going to go this way and kind of die out here somewhere. Here's that 19E, and that is quite a bit of a cloud that is associated with it, and that is why we have such poor visibility there, unfortunately. And that 93E doing its same thing out there further to the west. And here's the one off of the coast of New Zealand, and you can see quite a bit of yucky clouds associated with that system as well. So hopefully that'll smarten up, and the southeastern corner of Australia has got some clouds, and then in the outback here, southwest side is a little bit as well. And nothing really crazy or major going on. Looking at some of the other areas, we still see fairly open stuff here. Bay of Bengal is not so bad. And looking over on the other side, we do see that circulation there, but no cloud associated with it. And that looks like it's clear sailing all the way into the Gulf of Aden until you get into what I think is the Red Sea area there. So that is what we got. Let's pop that back on temperatures, and we will see what we've got down here for a cold temp today. Ooh, I already found minus 67. That is a blast, a minus 68 right there. That is pretty good to be able to see that so quickly. And looking at some of the other things, 67, 68. Yeah, that is right in that area. Do we see anything colder? And I don't know if I'm going to get beat again. I got a beat, a first degree beating yesterday. I have to find it. There is 69 degrees Celsius, so I'm pretty safe, and that's the number she found yesterday. Oh, she found that today again. Thanks, Sue, and that's right there. Now I gotta outdo her and return the favor. Where's minus 70? Come on, give me a minus 70. Somebody show me minus 70 degrees Celsius. Oh, come on, I don't want to wait for it. Oh, minus 70, where are you? I'm probably not going to find it. Some poor penguin's probably going to have to deliver it to me. I don't want it, really. I'll settle for 69, there, right there. So minus 69 degrees Celsius is our coldest temp, and plus 37 is our hottest temp. And there you go. It is a tie. The flowers are for Sue. Oh, well, fine. Don't get me any flowers there, C&D boy. Ha! That's all good. It'd probably make me sneeze. Anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we got going on. And really nothing too wonderful or crazy. And let's see if we can find a way to finish the show off. I think what we'll do again is show Mount Etna. And this is, of course, live from Mount Etna. And there you can see it, the top of the southeast crater. We do have a little bit of glow in there. It was just glowing a few seconds ago, so I'm sure that glow will return shortly with some more small Strombolian eruptions or eruptive activity as what we see there. So let's leave it as that. I'm going to get on to that one. There we go. And we'll wrap it up. Hey, could you feed the flowers to the bun? Oh, you know, I don't know if they're going to eat them there, Mars. These are very peculiar bunnies. They like grass, they like dandelions, and they like bunny pellets, as far as I can tell. I don't know what else they're been munching as of late, so always interesting. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here today. A big thank you to, I guess, our moderators. First off, Arizona Snowman, and Piggy, and CND Boy, and, we're buffering again. Why are we buffering? Let's back that up just a little bit, and we'll leave it there, and see if that is okay. Brought it back 3 minutes. Hopefully it'll be catching up. Also, thanks Arizona Snowman and Piggy and Sue, of course, for the Piggy for the wonderful bacon seeds and help and wonder, and then of course to our wonderful Sue Hayes, who gets those volcano reports in, and also thank you to C&D Boy and Yvonne Kunkel and Siggy and Gary 24/7 Live VZ Skies, and the other moderators that do pop in on occasion. So thank you, moderators. And I see Arizona Snowman is there. Awesome. Hey, here comes a little bit of a Strombolian eruption. A little bacon bits, maybe. Just a little bit of a glow. Tiny bacon bits. You are most certainly welcome, and thanks for being there, Arizona Snowman. All right, on those friendly notes, thank you everyone for being here. Our gift givers today was some guy named DrFox2000. He sent out a 5-pack of gift memberships, and the other fellow was an Irish monk who gifted one gift membership today, and that is awesome. Thank you, Irish monk, and hope that, wow, we know all those memberships got nailed pretty good there. So, and thanks everyone for being here. So whether you're a member or not, you're all part of that wonderful lava family. Keep smiling, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, and please remember, tomorrow is Monday, so our stream will be back to our regular weekday hours. So if we do the VolcanoX thing there, you can see that. And on that friendly note, thank you everyone for being here, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care, be good, and we'll hopefully not have any issues. Tomorrow's Monday, so start your day with a smile if you can. On those friendly notes, only one thing left to add, and that is, please tell your loved ones that you love them tonight. for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care, good night, and oink oink!